Hey, good evening, everybody. My name is Phil Gianpietra. I'm the director of bands at William H. Hall High School here in West Hartford, about 10, 15 years away. Oh, thank you. We were so honored to have our concert jazz band be invited to be a part of the IWBC this year. As luck would have it, our school scheduled their senior awards night right at the same time. And so while the whole band isn't here, a portion of the 11th and 10th grade members of the band are here in a combo form for you. I wanted to introduce them so that you knew exactly who you were hearing from this evening. I'll start to my right and move over. On piano, Julia Wickless. On the drums, Nathan Ben-Ari. On bass, Miles Berman. On the trombone, Ben Kornblum. On trumpet, Sophie Barnes. On the alto saxophone, Quinn Knox. And on the tenor saxophone, Chris Pandya. And I'm going to let them take it from here. Thanks again for having us.
Hartford, as I said. That was Night in Tunisia by Dizzy Gillespie, made famous by himself and Charlie Parker. And now we're going to move on with a world premiere of my tune entitled The Serpentine. I hope you enjoy. So just to introduce the band one more time, from Night in Tunisia, you heard Sophie Barnes on the trumpet, and Ben Cornblue on the trombone. And then from the Serpentine, you heard from me on alto sax, and Chris Pandia on tenor. And also, oh, let's forget the drum solo. Night in Tunisia, you also heard from Nathan Benari on the drums. Last tune is called Ugetsu. It is by Cedar Walton, and it translates to fantasy in Japanese. Cedar Walton had a long career, and later in his career, he had a wide appreciation for the Japanese culture. So he wrote this song kind of as a homage to the beautiful land of Japan. So this is our final song, and it's going to feature Julia Wickles on the piano, and Miles Burger on the bass, as well as me again on the alto sax.